There we go. Look at that spider. She's gorgeous. This is, of course, hello everybody and welcome to today's week's video. Today's video is gonna be all about dwarf tarantulas. I had an idea in my head what I wanted to talk about and basically have a discussion with you guys and tarantula enjoyers worldwide, or hopefully the ones that watch me. And yeah, what I wanted to talk about is dwarf tarantulas, what is the advantage of them and what is my opinion on them. I do like dwarf tarantulas. I do think they're great. They are much more convenient to have than the bigger normal size tarantulas. Of course, they're not as common as normal tarantulas. I mean normal, you know, the bigger size tarantulas, the common size, but they are smaller. You can have them in smaller spaces, and generally, of course, they eat less, and generally they're overall good. But in my opinion, they live shorter, they have shorter lifespan, and most of them are old worlds, which is not the best, because if you have old worlds, it's not the best to handle them, or just, you know, generally having them and moving them in the new different enclosures and everything, it's not that great. So here we have a species that is a dwarf, but I don't see it that often, and I'll try to poke it out and see where she is. In here I'm keeping, what is it, Gabonensis species, I forgot, Heterotele Gabonensis species, and that is actually the only species that I would call a real dwarf that I have in my collection. They are really small spiders. Basically their leg span is up to 5 centimeters, and I can't seem to get her out, so unfortunately guys, you won't be able to see her. But yeah, she is in there, she's in that webbing structure there, but she's not coming out today, so unfortunately you won't be able to see her. But we'll go on to different ones. Yeah, I did have a Heterometrus gabonensis, Heterometrus villosela previously, and now I just have a Gabonensis juvenile. She's good, she's doing well, but yeah, small species, and then they don't live longer than 10 years. I think the 10 year is a lifespan of the Gabonensis spiders. So unfortunately we're not seeing this one, but we're gonna move on to the second one. Okay, editor, you're gonna have to insert this with the Gabonensis at the end of the Gabonensis clip. But yeah, there she is. I switched to my phone and I just saw she was outside. So they are very, very beautiful. They have like blackish purplish colorations, and they have nice spots on the back. I'm gonna try to get her more out a little bit, but you know, if I poke too much, she's just gonna bolt, because she is from Tanzania, if I remember correctly. Can we see her like this better or not? Let's see. No, we can't see her better like that. Sadly, we can't. Okay, maybe phone focuses, but yeah, there she is. Oh, you can see her now. Beautiful colors, as I mentioned, greenish, purplish carapace, and then black dots on the bottom. And yes, the next one is Diamontensis, Dociletere diamontensis species. Do you count this as a dwarf? She's not that small. She is giving me threat posture, so I'm just showing you. Yeah, you can't really see her that well, but she's really mad that I'm upsetting her. She's super mad. Oh, look at those fangs, damn. Can you see it goodly? I'm gonna try to get a better footage. Yeah, there she is, doing well. I had her since Lynx, as I mentioned previously, and I did sell one of the females that I do have at the fair, because I don't think I need two of them. But so yeah, there she is. Look at the fangs, damn. mad spider. As I was saying, yeah, they do grow up to, I think, 10 centimeters. Mine is somewhere in that, of course, leg span. And I had this experience with this spider a long time ago. A friend of mine had it, and I was handling it back then, and that spider was a little bit big. I think she was bigger even than this one, and I was like, yeah, I'm not sure what the gender of mine are. Basically, if they're gonna be a male, they're gonna hook out, basically mature out, and gonna see the hooks and everything. So I didn't really bother too much with that. But when I was at the Slow Exo, the last one in Maribor, I saw a spider that was half this size, that was basically matured and was producing XX. So I was like, mine is very small, very big compared to it. So I'm gonna try to get pictures for the editor of what they look like when they're smaller. So yeah, that's this spider. It's cool. It's in a plastic box, but when I fix mine wood terrariums that are 20 by 20, I think there are 19 by 19 by 19, she is definitely gonna be moving into that, because she is a special tarantula. I think I had her for 5 years now, and they live a little bit longer than the smaller dwarfs, but still classified as a dwarf species, and at 10 centimeters they should be. So very nice spider. I just love them because they are like the GBB of the dwarf kingdom, but they are smaller than GBB. So okay, she's mad. We're gonna leave her alone. It's been enough fooling around, and we're gonna move to the next dwarf. Okay, so next up is another beautiful dwarf, and it is Pseudohopalopus species Columbia blue colorations, not the yellow blue. And yeah, look at that. Look at that. No, it's actually the blue one. It's the yellow one. It's not the white blue colorations. So yes, there it is. In my opinion, just one of the best looking dwarfs in general. She has like little dots, like little lines on the knees, like Aponoperma semani does, which is also one of my favorite species of Aponoperma and in general. So that's cool. And then the carapace, and then the blue behind is just too nice. And yeah, again, I keep her in a little box like this. Of course, it's plenty big enough. She used to have a height underneath here, underneath there, but she borrowed it. So she just spends most of the time on top of it. But yeah, she is a little bit skittish because, again, I think Columbia is the origin name. I don't think this spider does have like a proper Latin name, but she is gorgeous. And I used to have Cyriocosmus peresmiresi and Cyriocosmus elegans. But elegans, I got 3 of them, and all of them were males. Turned out to be males, so I never got them again. And I used to have Peresmilesi, which I think it was a problematic one, because I got her as the size she is right now, about 5 to 6 centimeters, and she lived with me for a year. And then she died. I think it was because of old age. I got it from the same friend that had the Diamantinensis female that I saw when it was the big female. It died in a year, and I'm really suspecting that it was just a mature age, and she died from old age. So of course, unfortunately, it's sad, but she was kind of cheap. I'm not too mad about it. But the thing I forgot to mention is that Diamantinensis is a nice spider. In Europe, the slinks, if you don't get them on sale, are about 30 euros for like a half a centimeter slink. That is also a thing with slinks that are dwarf species. The slinks usually get from Spider World, something like that, are above 1 centimeter big, and the slinks from a dwarf species are never like that. They are even smaller than half a centimeter. So you need to take that into account, that when you're buying dwarf species slinks, they are really small, and you need to get the proper feeding stuff for them. Small mealworms won't work unless you split the mealworms in thirds, but that causes mold. So what I would recommend is just getting the small fruit flies. That is, I think, the only way you can feed them. But then again, you take, there's a lot of waste because they just die out, because you know fruit flies are not long stated animals. That's why I kind of don't have the dwarfs, because they need a lot of, when they are smaller and they need to have proper care of them. It's kind of difficult for a new beginner. Maybe now I would take them on like as a challenge, but not right now. So that's it for this girl. Okay, so next up is another special species, and it is Cochiana brunipes. It was a dwarf species always, but it was a Ceriocosmus species before, and then it became a separate genus. And there she is. Look at her. She is a very stunning species as well. She has like kind of a dot, kind of a heart shape on her abdomen, but she's pre-molt right now, so maybe it's not as like revealing or as seen as it should be. But yeah, she is closed off in the enclosure. She has the cork bark that I showed you before that is on top of it. If she wants to eat, I throw it in the cork bark. She has a side exit, like you can see right there. Underneath the cork bark there's the exit, and I throw the food in, but she doesn't like the light, so hopefully you saw her enough. Yeah, this is the only like previously Ceriocosmus species that I have still. I bought it as an adult and I had it for I think 2 years or 3 right now, and they do live up to 10. And of course she was an adult, so she was previously like 3 years with the previous owner and then again with me. So she doesn't have like a huge lifespan, so she will with me for at least 5 more years, but after that is just what happens with dwarfs, and that's why maybe not of people don't like them. But yeah, again, she is in like a plastic enclosure, but she is enjoying it and she is happy like that. So I just put the cork bark in, water the enclosure, and that's it. So yeah, that's the Cochiana brunipes, or the dwarf pinktoe. Okay, another enclosure, another dwarf, semi-dwarf. It's again like a 10 centimeter leg span spider, which I wouldn't count as a dwarf, but it is. I can't show you her because she's inside the tube, and I got her as a sub-adult from Spider World. I used to have, and me and my brother used to have, back in 2019 or 2020, Neoholotela insei spider, which is Trinidad olive, and there's 2 types of this spider, which is the olive, the like green olive color, and the gold coloration. We used to always have the gold coloration, and what happened was we got a bunch of slings, and then we read online that they can live together, and we tried it, and then of course it didn't work. They ate each other. So we used to keep them separately for a while, but none of them really made it out because basically brothers ate the sisters, and then the brothers matured again, unfortunately, and we just had mature males of Insei left, and then they died. Of course, the dwarf male species, and this is from Trinidad, which is in Africa, dwarf males of this species only live for like 2 years overall, from like slings to adulthood. So not good. We shall see if it eats. Maybe it comes out, who knows. I don't see the spider that often. It's pretty hidden. Oh, we got a little feeding clip, so that's especially for you guys, really nice. I don't really see the spider a lot. You can see like this is the Braplast enclosure that I have it in. It's like 19 by 19 by 19 plastic box. It's halfway filled with soil. It was 3/4 filled, but of course it's drier African spider, so I don't water it too often, and the soil of course sinks down a little bit, but it made like a nice web tunnel that it lives in. I bought it as a sub-adult, as I mentioned previously, and it's been with me for at least a year now, and I think it's fully matured. I think she is like 10 centimeters in leg span, but I'm currently not looking into breeding them and have no intention to do so. Maybe when I find a mature male at the fair or something like that, I can try, but she was bought from Spider World, so maybe. But again, dwarfs, slings, difficult to take care of and everything, so maybe one day, but not right now. Let's just see if she'll eat another one. Doesn't seem like she's interested anymore. But give it a second. We can still see her leg. Oh, nice, nice, really nice. So yeah, that's it. Some of this species, of course, it's not expensive. The Diamantensis is Cochiana brunipes, of course, also not expensive. But what I wanted to say is some of the Neoholotele, the genus of the Neoholotele, does have some expensive species. Like they do look like this one, the Insei, the basic one, but they have some special colorations. So if you really want like a rare Neoholotele, you kind of have to put a lot of money to get it. But the gold one, the gold coloration of this one, I think is the same as the Murinos one. Basically they may, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that, but I do think that they live on different localities, and then the gold one is different, and then the green ones are different as well. But okay, the last two species of the video, the last two dwarfs I have. This is semi-dwarf, I wouldn't say it's a dwarf, but it is a Davus pantaloris. I think I call it that, but maybe, I know they renewed the genome, so maybe it's the Davus rufescent or something like that. But again, don't quote me on that, I'm not a tarantula expert. And there she is. I used to have a much bigger female than this, but again, when I started the hobby, I bought it of someone, the previous female of course, that was trying to get rid of the tarantulas, and she was old. She was at least 10 years old when I got it, and then again she lived for a couple of years and then she died. So I think again it was from old age, because the owner told me that she's older female. Then I got it again from Spiderwalt, I think, and here she is. She will eat, of course, because she molted I think 4 weeks ago now, and I did leave her for a couple weeks to, of course, harden and everything. And then she does have a cork bark in there, and she does use it well. So again, some spiders do use cork barks, some don't. So of course, for the best care, put the cork bark in the enclosure, make it sure she can go inside your tarantula, but again, make sure she has it, and if available she will use it. So yeah, there she is, good looking spider. But yeah, they do grow up to 13 centimeters in neck span. I think at least my previous female was gigantic in that sense. So I don't quote them as a dwarf species, but when I research them online, they are like the dwarf species that you should get, and I do agree. If I can get her outside, please. There we go. There we go. Look at that spider. She's gorgeous. This is, of course, the Guatemalan tiger rump, very common and new beginner species. I think, of course, it's the South American species, so it's a little bit more feisty than some Mexican species, of course. Or you know what I mean. It's not like a Brazilian species, but it is a little bit more spicy. But I do think this tarantula is just skittish and doesn't want to be bothered. Of course, don't handle it, but look at that. Look at that spider. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Just looking nice. I'm gonna go to the last spider, and we're gonna talk some more about up and coming channel that I made. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a video like this because she is a very bulky one. This is Hapalopus formosus. Most people don't know the actual Latin name, and I didn't for quite a long time, because I just always called it a pumpkin patch. And she looks like this. This is a Hapalopus. It was called gross large or gross small when I first got into the hobby, but then I think later on it got confirmed as a species, and it is a Hapalopus formosus, I'm pretty certain. And yeah, there she is. Again, I think it's a little bit smaller than Davus pantaloris when it grows up. Of course, if you really want to research this species, you need to go into the interwebs, because I do know Davos genus was revisited again, so maybe it's not even called Davos but Naloris anymore, and Pseudohopalopus formosus is an official species, but some of them do look different. And of course I did used to have Hopalopus guerilla, I think it was guerilla, no, it was Hopalopus van Goghi, was its official Latin name, which I thought it was a female, but of course it turned out to be a male, matured out, and of course till now, it was when was the fair? In March. Of course now it's June and it already died because Colombia and everything. So this is a Colombian species, very feisty, very fast, so treat it with care. I was like waiting for it to cool down a little bit because she was just buzzing around the enclosure. The cork barrier is here, so don't worry about it. But this is it, another beautiful species. I'm not gonna poke it too much, and I'm gonna try to show you more of her because she is mad. But she is right now in a position when most old worlds get, which is a stalemate, and she's scared, so she puckered down and is just sitting there, so she won't move too much. But if I poke her, she's just gonna go ballistic and go out of the terrarium, which is not good. So that's all the dwarf species that I have. Again, if we go through what I said in this video, getting a dwarf species is nice. They are cheaper to keep, of course. They are not that expensive unless you go into like some crazy Ceriocosmos species that are maybe some more expensive than others. And Diamantinensis species, Diamantinensis species is also quite expensive, but most of them are not above 10 euros per sling. What you need to count is that slings are under 1 centimeter big when they hatch, so they're really small. You need to feed them with proper food, otherwise they die, and they are old world, so they do bolt and are crazy. That is the offset of dwarf species. So what do you think? Are the dwarfs worth keeping or not? Tell me in the comments below and we can have a discussion in there as well. And then here we are at the end of the video. What I wanted to say is that me and my friend and the editor Grigi, who has been in some videos and who's going to be in some future videos as well, created a second channel, which I'm gonna link down in the description below, and it's gonna be the card is gonna appear right now. It's called Stoutland, and we do play a lot of games together in our free time after work. So we're gonna make a channel of it, and we're gonna put some recordings of it on YouTube's, maybe grow a community of it as well. So if you're interested in gaming, mostly just friends hanging out and having good time, visit the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching this video as well. Again, thank you for, if you go to the channel, thank you for subscribing. So we are gonna make a commitment to do it, and hopefully Mr. Editor is not gonna be too busy, but hopefully we will be able to manage it. So that's it on the channel. It's just gonna be gaming. It's gonna be a lot of games we go through, and not spider related, but again, it's gonna be me and Grigi, so feel free to join, feel free to watch. That's it for that channel, and that's it for this video, guys. Basically, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, leave a like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye bye.